Today I'll be talking about seeking sponsorships in your grassroots motorsport career. Um, I guess it just stems from the fact that I was able to talk to somebody who was an aspiring motorsport participant, but one thing that's holding him up, as he says, is the lack of, he says, sponsors or someone to fund his career, or his participation in races and all that. First of all, you cannot really rely on outside people to fund your hobby. It was actually quite disappointing to hear that, because even me, I had that misconception in the past, that hey, I could go racing and maybe people can help me out. But of course, if you're um, starting out as, you know, a guy who doesn't know anything and a guy with limited means, which I was in the past, actually, I have to admit, you also have to find ways and means to pay pay for your expenses, to enable yourself to go racing, right? So I was also in that same boat. In my efforts also in the past, I was able to get uh, a shop to sponsor me a roll cage. But of course, I had to buy the material. But regardless, it was a big help for me, and a big help for the race car that I had. So I'm very still thankful to them up to the present day. And there are many ways that you could seek help when it comes to sponsorships, because you have to give a compelling reason to the company or individual to help you out in your motorsport career. What's in it for them? You have to always think of that. It's not what's in it for you, it's what's in it for them. How can you help them boost their business or achieve their goals and visions and whatnot, without you giving them a valid reason and a compelling reason to do so? Then why should they help you out, right? If you really have to think of this endeavor of yours. If you're really looking for outside sources to fund your motorsport career, you have to really think of it as a business. Why should they buy from you? Why should they utilize you? Okay, it's whether it's a product you sell or it's a service you provide. Why would they go to you? Why would they sponsor you versus all the other people who are more known, who are more skilled, who have who has a better presentation than you, who has a faster car than you, has better skills than you? So you have to give them a compelling reason. It also helps that, again, if you have parents that are financially capable of supporting you, which is really most of the people I know. That's the starting point of most of the people, including myself. That's not a problem, because the compelling reason for your parents to support you is that they love you. That's what I'm trying to emphasize to you guys, that you really have to figure out your unique selling proposition to them. I had another company who did not give me any money, who did not give me goods for my race car, or items for my race car. But what they offered me in lieu of sponsorship was, hey, why don't you become a reseller of our product? And that actually started my career in the automotive aftermarket parts industry. So that actually funded a lot of my racing career, and it still does up to now if I were to go racing at any point in time. And if it's you yourself making your own money, that's the best. No sponsors, no one to please but yourself. If you could really figure out a way to finance your own hobby, that's the best, to be honest. Don't look down on guys that have, rich parents, right? If you really look even at the entire F1 grid, look at them when they started out karting. Who supported their karting endeavors? Lewis Hamilton was supported by his father. Yes, they were dirt poor, so to speak. But it was the father who worked 2 or 3 jobs to sustain his son's motorsports ambitions. So you look at everybody in the grid, it's the same way. Another way of funding your motorsport endeavors, which I don't recommend, but if you're crazy, why not? You can always borrow. Remember the story of Niki Lauda. He borrowed against his life insurance in order for a bank to pay for, I think it was him going into Formula 3 or Formula 2 or even Formula 1. Niki Lauda was, of course, from a wealthy family, but he did not get any support. So what did he had to do? He had to get creative with raising up funds. So that's what he did. He borrowed against his life insurance. Actually, a couple of my more expensive races in circuit, I funded it using credit card cash advances. So don't do that. I'm still paying for it up to now. Hulugan, if you really want to undertake a motorsport career, you have to pay to play. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You gotta be creative, or it's not about also being creative. It's about basically slogging your ass off to sustain your motorsport career. And I leave you with this last tidbit that I learned, which was very interesting for me, and I want to share to you guys. There are 3 elements of a successful race car driver that he or she must develop or arrange to have behind him. Because you cannot be successful if, 1, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know how to drive. So that's driver development. That's 1. 2 is, of course, having a proper vehicle that you're driving. So that's having a team behind you, having a good car under you, your car being engineered and developed to be the best possible racing car for the discipline and category you're participating in. So that's vehicle development. And of course, the third thing, which is not really emphasized, but you should also be able to fundraise effectively. You must appeal to sponsors or have a business that sustains your hobby. So the ability, what I call financial or fundraising management, that's a very critical skill that any successful race car driver has done. And it's not about having millions and billions of pesos to start your racing career. I'm not that wealthy, even up to now. I'm still what they say in Filipino, isang kahig, isang tuka. Especially during the times of pandemic, that earning money has been very difficult. But if you really want this, you will do whatever it takes to achieve it. But there's a caveat. Do not cheat people. Do not steal. Do not con people for your hobby, because it becomes a vice if you do that. You do it with clean means, and eventually things will fall into place. I'm telling you. If it is really God's will for you, it will happen. If it is your desire and you continue to push and plod through it, you will get to where God intends you to be. At least that's what happened to me in my experience. So anyway, guys, that's it for now. Just some random thoughts while driving and going to somewhere, and I leave you with that. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you like this content, please show your support. If you have any questions, please write in the comments. Anyway, guys, that's it. Thank you, guys. God bless and stay safe. Ciao.